Hello, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via, and today is January 23rd, 2021. Let's get started in the regular fashion. Just lying on your back, supine. Everyone should be muted. And we're just watching your breath. This is just a coming into the room segment of the practice. Just watching the breath, slowing down, breathing in and out. Feeling the floor coming up to support you, underneath you. I love my body loves me. We're going to combine vagus nerve reset and therapy balls at the occipital ridge and head ramping. So find a set of balls and put them at the occipital ridge. If they're small, you may want to put them on a small brick. If they're larger, probably not. Therapy balls horizontal, in a tote, horizontal, at the occipital ridge. You can bring your hand, put your hands on your balls as if your hands were behind you if you want or not. But from here, we're going to do a vagus nerve reset. And then once I'll cue you through it, but we'll do a head ramping in the middle of that. So from here, without moving anything, shift your eyeballs to the right. And wait for a sigh, gulp, yawn. I've forgotten the fourth one.
Swallow.
Swallow. Now, having done that, now press the occipital ridge into your therapy balls so that the skull slides away from the shoulders and the chin drops. So you're doing all three: vagus nerve reset and therapy balls at the occipital ridge and head ramping. And then come on back. The eyes come back to center. Just release everything. Bring the eyes back to center. Go to the left. Shift the eyeballs to the left. You're not moving anything else. Once you go there, you're waiting for a swallow, a sigh, a yawn, or a gulp. While you're waiting, go ahead and press the back of the occipital ridge into the balls. Head ramping. And release. And repeat. Left and right. Left and right. But once you've shifted your eyeballs, then go ahead and press your skull into the therapy balls. You might even feel a little crack along the cervical vertebra, a little adjustment. And then keep going. So remember, you're going to do 2 more without my cueing. If any of the add-ons are too distracting, just go back to vagus nerve reset. And when you're finished, whenever you're finished, come up onto your hands and knees with your strap nearby. And then put your strap around your neck. We're going to show you another way to do head ramping with a strap. You could probably add vagus nerve reset to this, actually. So put your strap around your occipital ridge, and you're on your hands and knees, and the strap, you hold on to the strap by putting it under your hands. So, and it should be pretty tight. I think your strap should be a little lower than that, Kathy.
Oh, that's where my ridge is.
That's where your ridge is? Okay, well then that's not the case. So just be sure that you have the strap there. There's tension on the strap, and all you're going to do from your hands and knees is press into the strap. But you have to have it tense in order for this to work. Press up into the strap. And take some breaths, and then release. And press up into the strap. And the head slides away from the shoulders. The chin drops a little bit toward the chest. And release. I just saw this the other day and I thought, well, that's an interesting way to do head ramping. So when you're pressing back into your skull, back into the strap, don't round your shoulders. Keep your shoulders and your spine flat, your thoracic spine flat. And keep your arms as straight as you can. And if being on your hands and knees is hard, you can come down and kneel and do the same thing. So come forward, Kathy, see if you could show them that. So you're kneeling, you're in a floor seated position. And now you can press back up into the strap. You may have to adjust the strap, but you can still press up into the strap at your occipital ridge. Press into it. Head ramp, and then release. Okay, just so you know, there are other ways to do head ramping. You could also do it seated, actually. Lie back down. We're going to do Viloma breathing. Actually, you can do Viloma breathing either. You can do it in a in a proning position, or you can do it on your back, either one. If you're in a proning position, you're on your hands and knees, and then you drop to your elbows. And the Viloma breath, you divide the inhale into 3 parts and pause after each part. Inhale, filling up the first third of the lungs, then inhale, pause, and then inhale again, filling up the second third, and then pause again after the last third. And then just exhale normally and keep going. And just do one more time. And then stay here. We're going to do the classic hypopresses. So bent knees, heels on the floor, but the toes are up. So you've dorsiflexed your ankles and your foot. Bring your arms overhead as if you're hugging a tree. Flip the hands so the palms are facing the ceiling. Press the hands into the ceiling. Press the scapula into the floor. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out. Your belly should be scooped. We're going to count to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And go ahead and release. Put your hands beside your hips and extend your legs. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left ankle. And bring your arms up. Stack the left hand on top of the right hand. And now bring your hands overhead. So the stretching, big stretch. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale. Exhale. Hold your breath out, no breath. Big scoop in the belly. You should feel the rib cage spread. 1, 2, 3. Stay as long as you can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoops. Let's stop there and switch legs. Come on back. Switch your legs. Left leg, ankle over right ankle. Arms up above your chest. Stack your right hand on top of your left hand and bring your arms overhead. Straight arms, or as straight as you can get them. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. Exhale all the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Inhale and exhale and come on out of that. And come up to standing. We're going to do some footwork right off the bat. So the 6-point massage for the bottom of the feet. Starting with the right foot, starting with 1 therapy ball. Prefer a small ball. Yes, let's show you where we're going. Although this should be second nature to you now, but the first is right below the mounds, the metatarsals. 1. And then the second one is in the middle of the arch. And the third is down by the heel, just before the heel. And then the 4th one is on the outside of the middle. So, and then the 5th one is on the inside of the middle of the arch. And then the 6th one is just below the big toe mound. So those are the the 6 points, I don't want you to move the ball because that can cause some gripping. So I'd rather you just compress the ball at those points. We're gonna hold for 20 seconds.
I gotta get set up here.
So stand up. This is a balancing exercise, actually. So you're going to want to be near a wall or a chair or something, just in case. So the right foot, put the ball under the foot.
Oh, hold on.
Put the ball under the foot, just in the middle, just below the metatarsals of that mound that goes across. Okay, and now I'm going to,
Have your foot. I'm gonna keep my foot away so you can see it.
so you don't have to put your foot behind like Kathy is. She's doing it so you can see her foot. You can have your left foot parallel and on the, whoops. Staying here and breathing, pressing. What we're doing is activating, waking up the nerve endings in the bottom of the foot. Walking doesn't do it. Walking actually compresses the nerve endings. Not that it isn't, walking isn't a good thing to do. Then go to the second position, which is down below the first position in the middle of the arch. Standing up tall, trying not to lean. And go to the third position, which is just in front of the calcaneus, which is the heel. Just in front of the heel. This time the toes are down.
It's like you're on a high heel.
On a high heel, it's a high heel position. Actually, if you wear high heels, this might, and you only have, you know, a few seconds to spare, this would be the place to start on your footwork. It's right here. Number 4, go back to the center of the arch and then to the outside of the foot. And then number 5 is in the center again, but to the inside of the foot. This is a place, these two places in the middle, on the out edges of the foot is often kind of achy breaky. Last one, go up just underneath the big toe mound. And come on out of that and switch to the other side, number 1 on the other side, which is in the middle, just below the metatarsals and the mound on the metatarsal mound. I'm going to go turn my fan on. All of a sudden it got hot. I worked up a sweat teaching. Apparently, or maybe the weather is, I think the weather's getting a little warmer here, actually. Okay, number 2 is just below that in the center of the arch. Oh, that feels better. Now we're holding for 20 seconds. Compressing for 20 seconds. If you want to do, okay, number 3 is at the heel, just in front of the calcaneus, the heel. If you want to activate the nervous system on the bottom of your feet, or the nerves on the bottom of your feet all the time, I recommend that you purchase Naboso insoles. Naboso. They're about $50. Next, come back to the middle and to the outside of the middle of the arch.
I find doing this after I've been walking feels really good.
Yeah. And next, in outside of the foot, I think. We're on the inside, now we're on the outside. Or we were on the outside and now we're on the inside. I've lost track. Outside.
Inside.
In, okay, whichever you didn't do before, do that now. Okay. And the very last one is up just below the big toe mound. That's the end of the 6-point foot massage with therapy balls. That's the end of that. Go ahead and walk around. I didn't ask you to walk around beforehand, but you could have. See how it feels to walk around. Let me say this because I'm seeing that Diana was rolling the ball under her feet. There are people who would have you roll the ball under the feet. Jill Miller, who's one of my teachers, would have you do that. I support the just compression because of Emily Splitchell, who is a foot specialist. Doesn't recommend it for the reason I mentioned, that it could create a guarding effect on the bottom of the foot. So, just so you know, there are other people who recommend rolling.
Okay. I roll lightly. I don't compress when I'm rolling. Just to move it.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to the chair. Sit in a chair, good posture, shoulder stretch with a strap. You could be doing this seated or standing, actually, but I'm going to have you on the chair because we're going to do some figure 4 hip openers and ankle and footwork and after we do the shoulder straps. So you're going to hold on to your strap with a little bit of tension. The strap is going to be about hip distance apart, but it's going to widen as you take the strap and your arms up and over, right? It's going to widen. And so you're going to have to be willing to let go of this, create a little more slack. So starting with your arms right out in front of you straight, and then just bring them up and then up and up and up. And here I'm trying to do this, ha, ha, ha. Not that side, not yet. Okay, up and then all the way over behind you as far as you can go. And then stay there and breathe. So some of you won't get as far as Kathy. It's okay, no problem. It'll come. I love the shoulders, this workout with the straps for the shoulders. And just come on back, up and over, back. Yeah, just reverse it. But this is the trickiest part because you're going to have to cinch in your strap as you come up. There might be any graceful way to do that. By the time you get overhead, your strap should be fairly narrow. And then come down again. And do it again, just up and over by the ears. And then once you're up right above your head, then you start to expand the strap so that you can bring your arms down behind you. And out. And stay here for a couple breaths. And bring your arms back up overhead. Cinch your strap in as best as you can. And then bring your arms down in front of you. So that's the first move. The second one, you can bring your arms back over by your ears. This is just a side bend using your strap. So you're just going to drop your right arm to the right. We're gonna hold for 40 seconds. Working on both flexibility and bone building. So the straps helps you create a structure. It's going to look different than the other one we do floor seated. But if you want to, in a few seconds, you can bring your elbow forward, just like we do the other time when we do a floor seated side bend. This is a thoracic side bend, but we've added a stretch across the armpit, basically, in the middle. Go on and bring it back up. And then over the other side. And just staying here and breathing. Making sure that your hips are still even on the chair. And now go ahead and bring the armpit towards the overhead arm towards you, towards the front of, towards your, towards you bring your elbow actually towards your armpit. I hope you figured that out. I hope you figured that out before I did. Okay. Come on back. Because I was here trying to do it with my broken arm, that's healing. And I was, that was slowing me down. The last one is the last of these three that we do in this series is to drop the right arm goes up toward the ceiling. The left arm drops behind you. This is a show called shoulder flossing. We're going to stay here. We're going to start timing here. So one arm up, one arm down behind you. It's a nice floss for the shoulder. Actually, getting there is what the flossing is. Arriving at this position. The reason Kathy has her feet on a block is because either her legs are too short or the legs on the chair are too long.
Yes.
So she's adapting. Come on back. And other side, left arm up and right arm behind you with your strap. And timing. And just stay here breathing. This also, do you notice this is also postural? Can you feel that the strap helps you find your good posture? It's kind of cool. Okay, let go of your strap and cross your right, bring your right knee towards your chest and then cross your ankle across your left knee. And circle your ankles while you're here. So you're opening your hips and then you're working on your ankles. We're going to work more on ankles in a little bit. We're going to do the we need a half round. Everybody needs a half round or a small brick or something to lift the foot in a minute. So, 6 to 9 times in one direction and then the other direction. Just try to make it so that the movement is happening right at the ankle as opposed to the foot. And finish up, stay on this side. Make sure you don't have any socks on and do a toe handshake. So with your either hand, actually, whichever how you can reach the foot, and then put your fingers between the toes. And just wiggle and, do some sort of free form movement while you're shaking. It's the shaking part is kind of whatever feels right for you. Hand, toe, shake. And go ahead and keep your hand there. I think it's fine to be right there, shaking the toes. And while you're here, lift your spine up. We're going to do a flat back hip hinge over the figure 4. So remember, you're moving at the hip. Your spine is a broomstick, coming forward, coming forward, coming forward, as far as you can go, but not too far. It could be small for others, for some people. You want to keep your back flat like a broomstick. Chest is open. Don't come any farther than you can come and find this shape. The action is all at the hip. The hip, the spine is rolling over the sacrum. Remember, you have a head ramping position for your head. Just stay here and breathe. Feel the line, this long, straight line between your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, your neck, all in a straight line. And then use your abdominals and your quads to come on up. Switch sides. We'll do all 3 of those on the other side. Crossing your left ankle over right. Circling ankles 6 to 9 times one direction, and then the other direction. When you're finished with the circles, go ahead and thread the fingers of one hand between the toes. And shake. So that means wiggle and shake. Or you could go back and forth. I highly recommend playing with your toes and your feet whenever you get the chance. And then stop that and, oh, no, you can keep, well, yeah, keep the position, keep the shake, stop the wiggling, and then fold forward, flat back hip hinge. Remember, so you're coming forward with your chest. It almost feels like you're bringing your chest forward, but keeping your back flat. And then you can drop your head a little bit in a head ramping position so that it's an extension of your spine. Come forward as far as you can. Stay here. This should feel good on the release tension in the lower back. Help you have good posture in upper back and neck. And then whenever you want to come up, use your abdominals and maybe a little bit of your hands, but also your quads to come up. Go ahead and come up to standing with a half round. We're going to do the three-way ankle stretch. If you don't have a half round, you could use a small brick or a thick book. And just put your right foot on the round, on the left end of the round. And the other foot is on the floor, parallel. Well, Kathy may put hers behind so you can see what she's doing. So with this and trying to stand up straight, you fold forward at the ankle. So it's a forward flexion, just flexing about 6, let's do 9 times because this is a great move. So remember the movement is at the ankle. You're flexing the ankle. The knee follows, comes behind. But if you feel this in the knee, you've gone too far. You've used the knee too much. So make this an ankle movement, forward flexion, ankle. This is for both strength and mobility in the ankle. You should do this often if you have ankle issues.
Plus it feels good.
Plus it feels good. Plus you'll want to do more of it. It's kind of addictive. Okay, after you've finished those 6 or 9 forward flexions, now you're going to forward flex again, but it's going to be a little bit to the outside of the foot. So it's still a forward flexion though, just so you know. But with all the other things apply. So if you feel your knee in it, you've gone too far. If if you feel like your knee is hurting, you've gone too far. It's a little teeny rotation to the right, to the outside of the foot. And then come on back and go to the inside of the foot. So you're still going forward, you're flexing, but it's a little bit on an angle to the left or to the inside of the foot. Switch sides whenever you're ready. It's directly forward first. Full flexion, forward flexion at the ankle. And you've done 6 or 9. And go ahead and start doing them towards the, still a forward flexion, but it's a little bit angled out to the outside of the foot. 6 or 9, depending on how slow you go. Make sure you're breathing, make sure you're aware of your breath and of what's happening at the ankle. And then finish up and then go to the inside. Forward flexion to the inside of the foot. This is preventative and curative for ankles. You want to, if you're having trouble with your ankles, this will help. Okie dokie, finish that, and then take the half round away. These are not very expensive. They're about $10 on Amazon, maybe less than 10. Find a therapy ball because we're going to do heel lifts, and then we're going to add a therapy ball component to the heel lifts. The heel lifts, you're just standing. It's a balancing exercise, so you want to stand near a wall or chair, but I want you to stand in good posture as much as you can. So don't lean forward. I wish Kathy's chair was a little higher because it almost requires her to lean forward. Because it's, no, not necessarily. Okay, so go ahead and lift your heels. This is actually, I read a research paper recently that said that heel lifts were better for you than a calf raise, than a calf stretch, the traditional calf stretch. Which we're not doing anyway, but the runners stretch in the calf. And then go ahead and put a ball, therapy ball on the floor between your ankles at the back of the ankles as far as you can get back, and then continue to lift your heels. But now you're embracing, you're squeezing in on the therapy ball. And when you're finished, we're going to do balancing on one foot. So in balancing on one foot, you're just standing with your feet parallel, facing forward, standing in good posture. And then you lift your right knee up. We're gonna measure this 40 seconds. So you may want to touch your safe point, or maybe not. You could look across the room at a fixed object. This may help you balance. Your arms may move. You can feel, hopefully you can feel that not only there's an internal balancing mechanism that works for you when you balance. If you're losing your ability to balance or your sense of balance, which happens as we get older, this is the solution. Whenever you get an opportunity, lift your bent knee and balance. Switch sides. Left knee comes up. If it's hard for you to do bring your right knee in front of you, you can bring your foot behind you. Tuck tuck your foot around your ankle. You could just bend your knee and have your foot behind you. So just know there's lots of alternatives. They all have similar effect. Stabilize your balance. Okay, let's do a short foot. So let's do a split stance short foot. And we're going to add abdominal engagement and awareness. So you're going to stand with your feet parallel to start, and then take your right foot forward. Right foot forward. And are you okay? Are you okay, Kathy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to where you can see my feet.
Oh, okay. A production issue. Okay. So go ahead and lift your toes, all of your toes, and spread them. Before you put them down, grab your abdominals at the lowest position that you can find. And now drop your feet and press the toe pads into the floor. And the last thing you want to do is start moving your awareness between the arch in the bottom of the foot and your pelvis, your abdominal grab. So just move your attention between those 2 points while you're standing in a short foot stance and position. The fact that your toes are down allows you to be aware of the arch. There's a connection between your feet and your core. And this allows you to notice it and practice it and then increase it. Go ahead and come back to center and we'll start over again. Short foot, split stance, short foot on the left. Lift your toes, all of them, spread them. Now grab your abdominals, grab your core as far down, low down as you can get towards the pelvic floor, and drop your toes. Short foot, that's when you drop the toes and press them. Short foot, notice your arch, your medial arch along the bottom of the foot, and then notice, keep switching your awareness between your core and your medial arch, and your medial arch and your core. Trying to train your awareness to be more aware of this connection that you have between the feet and the core. Just take a couple breaths here and keep moving your awareness between those 2 points. And now stop, and we're going to go to the wall, continue standing, going to the wall, side bending on a brick at the wall first. And then we're going to do the back bend at the wall. And then we're going to do the spine twist at the wall. So what you need is to be at a wall with your right shoulder at the wall and on a brick. So your right leg is on a brick. Is it your right leg or your left?
My right leg is on a brick.
And then cross your ankles.
Okay, hold on. Production, hold on.
Cross your ankle, in front. Cross your ankle in front and bring your outside arm up and over and down, pointing down. This is it. This is the side bend. It's called boomerang. Joe Miller calls it boomerang. So the crossed ankles helps you make a C, a side bend shape. And you're just going to be here. We're going to time you for 40 seconds. Your bottom arm should be also trying to reach the top arm, or at least pointed towards the top arm. And if you want to, you can add a little bit more by acting as if, imagine that you're pushing paint with your hands on the wall. So you're pushing one direction with one hand and one direction, the other direction with the other hand. It's just an optional add-on to this move. And go ahead and switch sides. So cross your ankle, up and over. The outside arm comes up and over. It's facing the floor if you can get it that way. The bottom arm is elbow bent, and then the hands on that, the fingers on that hand are facing the ceiling, or facing the other hand, however you want to look at it. It's just I think this is a side bend, thoracic side bend variation. Just 9 more seconds. Come on back, unravel yourself, face away from the wall for a back bend at the wall, a chest opener, back bend at the wall. Stand in good posture with your feet parallel and your arms go up and the fingers facing down. You can either just put your fingertips on the wall or you can put your entire hand on the wall if you can do that. The trick here is to stay in good posture and not thrust your hips forward. If this is a back extension or back bend and a chest opener. It's going to help you with your upper back and your good posture. So help with rounded shoulders and actually forward head. Some of the things, this with head ramping, combining this with head ramping would be a perfect practice. Okay, let's do spine twist. We're actually running a little late, but I want to get in the spine twist before we leave. So take your right shoulder against the wall, right shoulder is against the wall, and you're facing your right leg forward. Bring your arms, bend your knee, elbows, and bring your arms up, and then rotate your thoracic spine towards the wall. Keep your hips facing forward. And breathe and enjoy this. Think about what's happening. The spine, the thoracic spine, T1 through T12, is rotating. Go ahead and untangle yourself from that and switch to the other side. Left shoulder against the wall, left foot forward, right foot behind you. Bend your elbows and rotate your thoracic spine to the left, using your hands to create structure and to improve your rotation, actually. Make sure your hips stay facing forward. Okay, unravel yourself, find your way onto the floor, supine on your back with your legs extended or bent. We're going to do the 61-point guided meditation, Yoga Nidra, to close the class. You may want to put a blanket on top of you. It's important for you to be both comfortable, feel safe, comfortable, and warm. You may want to put a washcloth over your eyes. You could put your bent knees up on a chair. That's actually my favorite position, but you get to choose. Let's go ahead and start just breathing in and breathing out. And you're going to bring your awareness to your breath and to your abdominal muscles or your abdomen as it rises and falls. Now bring your attention and awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes your 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Go ahead and extend your legs along the floor if you've bent them before. Bring your arms overhead. Stretch into both directions, arms in one direction, legs in the other, trying to create some space, additional space between your pelvis and your rib cage. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and your wrists. Hug your right knee to your chest, and then your left knee to your chest. Hug both knees to your chest and rock from side to side, releasing tension in the lower back, opening the hips. Whenever you're ready, roll to one side into a fetal position, using your bottom arm as a pillow, using your top arm to get you up to from the floor to a seated position. Unmute yourself. We're going to close the class. I'm going to remove the spotlight. There goes Kathy. And then I'm going to turn my view to gallery view so I get to see you all. I didn't get to say hello to Suzanne. So hi, Suzanne, and June. Or June. Okay, let's go into prayer pose. So you're in your favorite floor seated position, prayer pose, hands together. Go ahead and press your hands really strongly together and see if you can, but don't use your upper trapezius. Relax your shoulders, press your hands together. See if you can feel the upper back. the scapula. Doing some work. And then go ahead and soften your prayer pose. And lift your head ramping. So lifting your head, skull up, away from the shoulders. So you can nod forward, bow, keep your cervical spine straight, just bowing the skull forward over the cervical vertebra. Nodding, bowing, acknowledging and honoring the light in each of us, and recognizing that we're all one light. And then closing the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Oh, I
you.
want to say one more thing. Oh, I guess I'll say it. Stay on. I'm going to close the recording and say one announcement.